All right, this message is for my brown people. And although us black folks decided to sit this one out because we did try to warn y'all at the polls, we do see that it's fucked up. California is a blue state. 66% of Latinos in California voted against Trump, but it's not enough. You got to work on your people that hate us. Then you got to rally your people because they hate you like they hate us. And don't tell me this is not about race. There's over 500,000 undocumented immigrants in America from Poland or Russia or Germany, the UK, Italy, Ireland, all over.
Hi everyone, I'm your host Peter. Welcome back to my channel. Kindly consider liking, subscribing, commenting and sharing all of my videos. And today in this episode, I'll be reacting to one of the videos or one of the several videos of Black Americans trying to protect themselves from the ongoing protests in the US, and the Black Americans are trying to come out in many ways to protect themselves, to protect their race from being told that they are being reluctant, they are not coming out to protest with the Latinos as well and help the Latinos. While the Latinos are out there, they are communicating that Black Americans should come out, should help them in protests. But Black Americans are not yet seen on the streets protesting as the Latinos are doing. So in this episode, I'll be reacting to Black Americans sending a strong message to Latinos on what's happening in accordance with the protests going on in the US. Let's get into the video.
And before you make a video trying to demonize black folks for saying they're not doing shit because things were done when it mattered in that voting booth in November, I want you to make a video and I want you to call out Latinos for Trump. And I want you to call out Mexicans for Trump. And I want you to call out Cubans for Trump. And I want you to rally everybody else who voted for their own demise while me and mine was in the booth. Call them out. Don't worry about us. We're well aware that this is affecting us, which is so funny because the last 6 months he's been doing everything to target black folks and they can't seem to figure out why we haven't wowed out yet. That's what's real. Y'all quick to want somebody to come out to the front lines for y'all, but when was the last time you saw what was happening that directly affects us and y'all was like, you know what? We in there. Oh. Okay.
All right, this message is for my brown people. And although us black folks decided to sit this one out because we did try to warn y'all at the polls, we do see that it's fucked up. California is a blue state. 66% of Latinos in California voted against Trump, but it's not enough. You got to work on your people that hate us. Then you got to rally your people because they hate you like they hate us. And don't tell me this is not about race. There's over 500,000 undocumented immigrants in America from Poland or Russia or Germany, the UK, Italy, Ireland, all over Eastern Europe. But they're not joining the protests because they're not being targeted. America has always been obsessed with race. You burglarize and steal someone's home, make laws that only protect you, then get upset when they want to move back in. Talking about, we need to protect our borders. Most of you never even met a Mexican American, and if you have, they're probably doing a job that you would never want to do anyway. These ain't criminals. They're snatching up students and nurses and builders and farmers, electricians and plumbers. They got fucking armored vehicles pulling up on line cooks. You're separating mothers from their children and telling people who've been here for decades to just go and start a life somewhere else because you're uncomfortable. In their land. You just took their shit and was even too lazy to change the names. It's still San Francisco, San Diego, San Bernardino, Ventura, Calabasas, Rancho Cucamonga. But it's all in the name of law, right? Well, hanging people was law. Owning people was law. Segregation was law. Jim Crow, mass incarceration, redlining, stop and frisk, law, 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 law. Just because it's written don't make it right. You know Adolf had laws too. It's funny how you want people to follow the rules when they only benefit you. So let me get this straight. A man who was found guilty of committing 34 felonies is turning our troops against people who committed a civil violation. Being undocumented is a civil violation, not a felony. So who you put in office is far worse than any of these folks out here just trying to build a life in America. But y'all let him slide because he's white. I'm here in LA and not a single person died during these protests. 5 people died when they stormed the Capitol and those thugs were pardoned. Can you imagine if black and brown people stormed the Capitol? We wouldn't make it onto the fucking lawn before we got slaughtered. You naggers are all savages. You're tearing up property. Are you telling me that an insured Apple store or Louis Vuitton store is more important than the historic Capitol building of the United States? At least when black and brown people riot, it's for survival or civil rights. White America will burn a whole city down because their team won the World Series. So to all my brown brothers and sisters, coming from a people who's been fighting on the front lines for over 400 years, sacrificing our bodies so that Muslims and Asians and Africans and Indians and brown people can live a comfortable life in America, please realize that we are tired. A bit of advice. There is not a word that you can say to make those racists feel compassion because they do not view you as their equal. So keep protesting and going as hard as you can. And to the colonizers who agree with Mr. Trump, let me ask you a question. If all of your land is stolen and someone told you to go home, where would you go?
Why are black people saying this is not our fight making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. You're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly black people voted in favor of the candidate that had black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to black people. Half of your community said, we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be white aligning and white adjacent. And now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not. We have to have the ability to hold multiple truths when we speak to each other as communities. The truth is that Latinos are not in a monolith. It's just an all-encompassing umbrella that they put you under. And that, yes, majority of the people that voted for Donald Trump and were doing that were Cuban and were other people in different parts of the country, and undocumented people in Mexico, in California are being impacted by that. That is true. But what's also true is that there is a history of black people fighting and being at the forefront of civil rights in this country since the inception of civil rights in this country. And it's always been pushback and non-solidarity from multiple communities who are voting and always going against black people. So this particular time when black women especially really came out in droves and really fought forward with our votes, and you guys didn't do it, your community didn't do it. It's like, why would I fight now? Why would I fight now? So I just need you, like, if you're gonna come online and make pleas and ploys to black people, because I've seen so many videos, start by acknowledging the fact that your community has colorism, anti-blackness, and voted against your own best self-interest. Start with that. Don't come in here and ask black people just to put our bodies at the forefront of the line, because we've been doing that for a century. Secondly, I think the majority of black people who are saying that they're sitting this one out are using their voice in other ways or having solidarity with you in other ways, but they're not going to protest. They're not going to go get hit by rubber bullets. They're not going to put themselves in harm's way or make that effort again, because you guys, it's time for you to fight for yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you.
Now, when you come into conclusion of all this, what has been happening in the US, in between the Black Americans and the Latinos, it's clearly seen that the Latinos are trying to complain in a way that saying that the Latinos are coming out saying that Donald Trump lied to them. Donald Trump himself came out and said he only wanted their votes. Donald Trump himself came out and said he only wanted the Latinos' votes. After votes, he's done with them. And Now, when you put into consideration of Black Americans, they've been fighting their own fights by themselves. We've never seen any race being there for them, helping them protest while they were doing their protests years back. And I've seen several videos of people complaining, say that, oh, black people, they don't love, they don't support while we are there. And most of the black people have came out saying that, when we were fighting, you guys were fighting against us while we were fighting. So most of the black people are like, let's just chill. This is not our time, this is not our thing. Let everyone carry their own luggage, their own problem. And when I come into the conclusion of everything, is that in my own opinion, I would say the black people have suffered a lot. When it comes to races, the black people are the ones suffering. When it comes to, how they are being handled as black in the US, it's different from how the Latinos are being handled. So, for my own opinion, I would say it's time now for the Latinos to fight their own fight, but the black should not hate on the Latinos. And most of the black are not hating. Most of the black are just chilling. They don't wanna put themselves at risk. You know how the black people are being treated in the US, and so again they again put themselves at risk for protesting, not only for blacks but supporting the Latinos. Most of them are saying that it will put them at high risk of being deported back to their countries, or back to their, back to their roots. And most of them, they kind of don't want to like it that way. So I think that's the reason why they are not supporting that protest going on in the US, the protest for Latinos. And that's it for today. Kindly engage in the comment section. Tell me what you feel about whatever you've seen, or whatever I've reviewed, or whatever I have reviewed here in this video about Black Americans and Latinos. And this is a message for Latinos from Black Americans, but not from me. So kindly make sure you engage in the comment section. Kindly put out your reviews, and we get to engage. We get to know what's happening, what will be happening, and what will yet happen to come. Thank you so much for your time. Kindly make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Road to 1K subscribers.